Hey everyone, David DeSell here. Welcome to the first week's episode of Marketing Mondays. Before we actually go into today's topic, I want to share with you what the vision for Marketing Mondays is and why I think it's going to be super valuable for everyone listening. Some weeks it will just be me talking. Some weeks it may be my partner Chris talking, who's been in the marketing industry for 15 years. Some weeks we may bring in an outside guest who's in the marketing field or has worked with advisors in the past as it relates to marketing their business. And really the goal here is to put you guys in a position to start having people reach out to you and increase your online presence within the community so that people know what it is that you're doing, but your marketing is much more, I guess I'd call it sincere than I've seen it be lately. Some of the stuff that we talk about will be against the status quo, so just be prepared for that. Some of the ideas that we have may not be what you're used to, so just know that coming into this. So the first thing that I want to go through for this week, I'm going to share with you a topic and then a resource that you guys can all use to be able to expand upon this topic. So I think we all can agree that the financial services industry specifically is just flat out behind the game as it relates to marketing. I think all too often we get scared to put ourselves out there for really a couple main reasons. Number one is compliance, right? We're afraid that either we'll get in trouble by compliance or maybe they won't approve what it is that we want to do. And part of the reason is because, you know, sometimes from a compliance standpoint, they don't understand the marketing space. And it's just easier for them to say no. But I would encourage you guys to really work alongside that department as, you know, from a marketing standpoint, it's critical that you guys start picking up and stepping up your game, and myself included. The second reason is I think that we're afraid to sort of put our true personalities out there, knowing that we're connected with a lot of our clients and knowing that, you know, we may make some people happy and we may, you know, make other people's not. But I think one thing that, you know, the marketplace is telling us is they like to see raw and authentic and the real side of the people that they do business with. And I think that as advisors, a lot of times what we do is we put out a version of us that just isn't the real person. The message isn't authentic. A lot of times, and I've done this in the past plenty of times, we just share our company's content that's, you know, articles or, you know, quick little cheesy videos, and we think that that's marketing, right? We think that that's getting our name out there. And I think that you'd be surprised if you got to see the stats on some of the stuff that was being posted that looks canned, so to speak, that the engagement on those things are very, very, very low. But what happens is when you post something that is more personal, right, with your personal life, your friends and family and the people within your networks, right, they like and they comment on those things way, way more frequently. So when you look at those two things side by side, right, there's a massive opportunity there. There's a massive opportunity to what I'll refer to as humanize yourself through a professional lens. Right? So take the personality that you have when you're not, you know, in your suit, so to speak, and try and bring that into the professional setting. So maybe it's, you know, a quick little video like this giving someone, you know, budgeting tips, right? Something a little bit more personalized. You want to make sure that all the content that you're pushing out is all about adding true value. And also sharing with people what your journey is. I think that, you know, the world that we live in now is sort of a reality TV-based world. People just really like to be involved in other people's lives. And I think that what you'll find is over time, as you continue to push out content, what you'll find is that people will start reaching out to you, okay, and wanting to do business with you, right? People will say, hey, I know what, you know, David does, right? Because I followed his journey, right? Right. I know what Heidi does because I followed her journey, right? And when something comes up, whether it's educating their kids or saving for retirement or maybe getting a new job and they don't know what to do with their old 401k, or they're just starting a family and they need some insurance planning, you're going to be the person that they reach out to. Why? Because it's relevant, right? Why? Because it's sincere. Right, what I find is the feeling that a lot of people get when they see you share your company content that's just, again, article based, it's canned, it's funny, when you have friends with, a bunch of friends with one single company, and you start seeing your feed populate with all the articles from that company, and it all has the same tagline, right? Same tagline, and it's just shared and shared and shared and shared. It's just not personal, right? It's not in your own voice. And what happens is people just look past that, right? We're like ingrained to not look at advertisements as we scroll through our feed, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram or really whatever, platform, someone's on, right? Even think about when you're watching TV. As soon as a commercial comes on, you look down at your phone, right? So if your stuff, right, if your content that you're putting out there or just sharing is just recycled and it seems like it's advertising based, people won't even look at it, right? And you can look directly at the amount of likes and the amount of contents that you get in those posts compared to your personal post, right? So we need to try and combine those, right? We need to combine those as best as we can. So maybe it's, doing a video like this and posting it about, how to budget better, or how to figure out which consumer debt to be paying down first and why that is, right? Giving people access to information that you don't necessarily get paid for, but can greatly impact them. Because what happens is if they absorb your content, right, to budget better or to pay down their debt or fill in the blank, right, whatever it is, and then they go ahead and they go and implement it and it works, what's going to happen is they're going to come back to you, right? They're going to get more value from you. They're going to go ahead and implement that again, and then it's going to work. And what that does is over time it creates trust because what you're sharing with them is actually having an impact on their life. So when it comes time to make those bigger decisions, right? And keep in mind what I did there, right? If you're helping someone budget, and you're helping someone pay down their debt, by the time they're ready to make those bigger decisions, they've already overcome those two main hurdles that we tend to struggle with in terms of helping people if they have too much debt or if they don't know what the heck to do with their money, right? So what I would encourage you guys all to do is figure out and find out, what your voice is and the personality that you want to put out into the world. And what I would encourage you all to do is that personality should be whatever your true personality is. Don't try and put on a facade, right? It's people can smell that and that stinks, right? It really, really does stink. So understand that people know who you really are, right? Because they follow you on the different social media platforms already. So if you're not portraying that same personality through your business posts, you're not going to get a lot of traction. And what's going to happen is they're just going to be like, oh, that's David, right? The investment guy or the insurance guy or the financial advisor, and he puts out all those articles all the time, right? But they don't actually read the articles. Or you could be the person where they say, hey, that's David, right? He doesn't even know that I know him, but he's had a profound impact on my life and my finances because he taught me how to budget. He taught me how to pay down my debt. And now that I'm in a position to where I have extra money, I'm going to go up and introduce myself to him. I'm going to message him on Facebook. I'm going to message him through Instagram. I'm going to message him on LinkedIn, whatever the medium is. And I'm going to engage in becoming a client of his because he's already added so much freaking value. Why would I work with anyone else? Right? So with Marketing Mondays, these topics are going to build off of each other. They're supposed to be bite-sized. They're supposed to be topics that you can go and start game planning and implementing right away. And through the buildup of the content that we're pushing out, what the hope is that over the next handful of months, you guys are going to be able to totally transform the way that you market your business and your business will start shifting from more of an outbound sales role to more of an inbound sales role where people are actually coming to you. And I think we all know that when people come to us, the process tends to be a lot smoother. They tend to take the process a lot more seriously, and it ends up being sort of a win-win for everyone. So I hope that you guys found this helpful. If there's someone in your world that's an advisor that needs some of this stuff as well, please tag them below. Please invite them to the Facebook group. I would just ask you that if you find any value out of this at all, please invite someone. This is a movement, this is a community, and this is a group of advisors that is committed to helping one another regardless of company affiliation. On the flip side, if you didn't find any value, let me know why, right? Give me feedback. Let me know what I can be doing that is better. Let me know what I could be changing that would be more impactful for you. I'm more than open to feedback. So my goal is to provide as much value as possible and make sure that it is stuff that you can implement immediately throughout your daily activities. Now, I did promise that there would be a resource. So before we wrap up, these ideas aren't ideas that I came up with on my own. I don't think that anyone really has, unique ideas. I think they're all borrowed and stolen from someone at some point. So this is all information that I got from this book here called Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. It is amazing. I actually went to the book signing because it was so good. It was in New Jersey, and I went to meet him, and it was an awesome experience. And what he does in this book is he shares with you on various social media platforms how you can leverage them to build your brand, how you can leverage them to remain relevant in your particular industry. And what I think is one of the main opportunities here is, although there's a lot of people on social media providing value in a bunch of different areas, there isn't a lot of people doing this in the financial services space. So the faster you act on this and the faster you get going on it, the faster you're going to be able to gather an audience and the faster you're going to be able to have additional impact on your community and your pocketbook and your business. So I would encourage you, if you would like, go and purchase this. It's a super quick read. I think I read it in just a few days. It's a book that you're going to want to take a bunch of notes on. It's a book that you're going to want to, revisit. And quite frankly, it's a book that you're going to want to recommend to someone else. So I hope this was helpful. Again, invite someone if you found some value. Give me some feedback if you didn't find any value. And we will see you tomorrow for Tactical Tuesdays. And look to add a ton of value there too. Let's get to work.